My talk to you today is about museum visitors as co-creators and looking at how that inspires me and influences me when we design exhibits here at the Waikato Museum. As you have heard already, I am not an authority on museums, and in fact have only worked in museums for just over a year. But I have worked, and this is how I spent most of my career, as you have heard, working in zoos as both a keeper and as interpreter. But what I learnt when I spent a lot of time doing this was mainly about people, our visitors, how they navigate through spaces, how they interact and engage with different media and technology, with each other. Sometimes when you're really lucky, you can create really special memories for people and special moments that they will remember for the rest of their life. This is a great example here in the corner. And what we know is, in fact, zoo and museum visitors are actually physically the same people, but they also are the same people in that they come to us for the same reasons. And that is to see things they have never seen before, to do those things that they can't do anywhere else, and most importantly, to do those things with their friends and family. Just like Naomi here, research has shown that if you ask people years later about their visit to museums, they don't actually always remember what they came to see and what they saw and when was it, but they do remember how they felt and they do remember who they came with. And this is a really important cue. And this desire for personal and shared experiences is not new, but what is new stems from the rise of the social and interactive media, which means that people are more interested now not only in personal experiences, but how that personal experience is responsive to who they are and how they relate. That relates to their family and to their friends. And when I think about this as a challenge to us as museums, I'm most inspired by this lady who's called Nina Simon. Many of you will know of her. She runs the most famous, popular museum blog. She is the author of the Participatory Museum, and she's the director of the MAR in Santa Cruz. As an advocate for participatory style museums, Nina would say, museums can no longer just be a place for good content or fun things to do, and we know that. They must also consider how to incorporate visitors as active doers and makers and voices in museum programs and exhibitions. And I agree. Most museums, like the Waikato Museum, are already taking this. These are some examples you'll see if you walked around the museum today. And this is a great one that Jasmine pointed out from the Anne Frank exhibition. It allows people to contribute content to an exhibition. This is another one, the butterfly effect at the MAR, complementing an art exhibition on the butterfly effect, a well-known phenomenon. This signage board allowed people to respond to that. And one of the keys to its successes, and it was a huge success, is the question. And there's a real listener out there who wants to answer that. So the idea about participatory styles techniques is that you can take people from being passive consumers, as you see over here, to even active consumers, to allowing them to participate in exhibitions, allowing them to contribute content to the exhibition. And what this does is allow exhibitions to be more powerful for everybody. But one of the things that really interests me is how to take that a step further. How do you take it that allows people to contribute content to the exhibition, but then how do we respond to that? They might contribute that in a question, a label or an object. What we want to do is respond to that, create a conversation between us. This is a great example. We're just going to run through some examples. Many of you have seen this from Simon's blogs. It was done in 2009, simple concept. Staff picks 40 artworks with a voting system. The public vote on this, the rankings gets changed out weekly. Really simple concept, but there's a conversation going on. This one's running at the Auckland Museum at the moment. It's an interesting idea. People send in their T-shirts into that, and what does your T-shirt say about you? It's for our, a lot of it will be for our youth, and then the public can vote on this. So it's a great way, and then it becomes an exhibition. This is a really interesting one, the Michelle DiCarlo simple pop-up style exhibitions that I really like. The idea is that you create an event, a location, a theme, and people can bring along objects and labels, create their own for a very short time. These exhibitions only run for about 2 hours, but you're creating a really co-created experience for everybody involved. This is another little bit different. These, at the end of this exhibition, people were able to colour in a dot in relation to a memory of a woman who died due to violence or gender discrimination, and it provided a powerful outlet for these people to share their contribution or how they felt about that exhibition. So just to sort of finalise up, there's lots of different ways to do participatory style techniques, and many of us are already doing them. And it's only one way to look at exhibition experiences for visitors, but it is one way that really interests me. But it does make me feel a little bit like that picture made me feel. So lastly, just something for us to ponder, those of us who work in the museums. In our spaces, our museums, what can our visitors do? Not just to have fun, not just to learn something new, but to really contribute and to partner with us to create powerful museum experiences. That's it. Thank you.